Stress is a pattern of negative psychological states and physiological responses occurring in situations where people perceive threats to their well-being which they may be unable to meet. There are two different types of stress: eustress and distress. Eustress is a positive reaction to stress leading to optimal arousal for performers, whereas distress is a negative form of stress which can hinder performance. There are four different causes of stress. Internal stress is things like illness and psychological factors. This could have a negative effect on performers if you're coming back from an injury and a player who's been playing in your position whilst you were out has been playing very well. Occupational stress, this is things like job satisfaction and unemployment, being dropped from a team. Not having a professional career after an injury and not being able to get back into the team can cause you high levels of stress and can cause you to overwork your body. External stress, environment, negative social reactions and major life events. Having hassles that you can bring into your game from outside of the sport can affect your performance, things like family problems and illness. Personal stress, ongoing transactions between an individual and the environment, demands associated with personal events, things like friends and families, and not being able to support your family whilst you're playing can cause you to push yourself too far, which may lead to injury. Sporting environment. Two key aspects of a sporting environment and performance that cause stress: the importance of the event and the amount of uncertainty that surrounds it. This could be a lower tier team going to a Premier League game and not expecting to win but beating the higher level team. Because the higher level team saw it as a low tier team, they probably wouldn't have put as much effort in, wouldn't have tried as hard, and would have been very disappointed when losing. Symptoms of stress. The way in which you respond depends on how you view the threat. The response is controlled by two parts of the nervous system: the sympathetic system, which is part of the fight or flight, or the parasympathetic, which helps you to relax. The sympathetic nervous system has various symptoms: an increased heart rate, an increased breathing rate, increased heat production, diluted pupils, and slow digestion, just a couple of them. The parasympathetic nervous system has various symptoms as well. After stressful situations have passed, the nervous system begins to work, helping your body to relax and recover back into a natural state. The cognitive factors of stress: dropping concentration levels, memory problems, negative self-talk. On this slide I have a video of professional rugby players missing easy kicks, which can just show how stress can affect you in a professional game. Somatic factors of stress: muscle tension, headaches, high blood pressure and fatigue. In this side I have a video of marathon runners coming towards the end of their run and they all just collapse after where fatigue has finally kicked in. Behavioural symptoms: talking rapidly, yawning, restlessness and being short-tempered. These also have nervous actions and nervous reactions. On this page I have a video and a picture of Tom Youngs and Celeste Mahafu after an argument in a game caused them to have a punch-up. Effects of stress on sports performance. There are four different stages of stress. Stage 1 is where some form of demand is put on an athlete. Stage 2 is where the athlete will see if the demand is a positive or negative, challenge or threat. This will determine the performance outcome. Stage 3, the arousal levels increase by the athlete's perception, positive or negative. The final stage will determine the outcome on the athlete's performance, increased or decreased performance due to the situation. If you're playing for a team and a team gives you the responsibility of being a captain, this will either make the player step up his game and force himself to be a leader, or this can crumble him and force him to play disgustingly rubbish, just affect his whole performance as a whole. Stress in sports. Playing in a World Cup match for the first time at the age of 18, Dan Carter started at fly half in a World Cup match against Australia. This is not only a very important game as it's a World Cup, it's also a rivalry of the two countries. His sympathetic systems would have made his heart rate increase and his breathing rate increase, which makes his body more responsive to exercise. Now at the age of 33, he will still have the same effects, but he'll be able to use it more in a competitive way. After the game is done, the parasympathetic system will kick in and bring his body back to a natural state. As an 18-year-old, this would have taken him longer to recover from an environment that he was unused to. But as a 33-year-old, World Cup winner, I believe their systems would recover almost instantly.